Welcome to Embracing Infinity, exploring the infinite oneness in the space of love and truth. Host Jennifer Rose is an international spiritual medium, healer, channeler, mentor, and transformational guide. Her focus is encouraging individuals to know themselves within the lens of their divine heart and highest potential, to evolve within the frequency of love and peaceful harmony. Now, here's your host, Jennifer Rose.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Embracing Infinity on the Sacred Spiral Network. I am Jennifer Rose, and happy Friday to you all. I hope this day finds you well and you're getting excited for a beautiful weekend ahead. I'm very excited to shortly be bringing on my special guest, Melinda Ollangg. She's quite lovely. We're going to have a lot of fun here today. And I know a lot of you are excited to see her, to meet her, and lots of friends coming to support her as well. So I'm really excited for that as well. I'm saying hi to Lynn Juno, who's joined us, and Miss Nancy Muratala. Hello, beautiful ladies. Hello, Jess and Jessie and Tina. Hello, welcome. Really happy to see you, and happy Friday to you all. I hope you're doing well with all the planetary shifts that we've been having. We've been having retrogrades. We've got a solar eclipse coming in tomorrow. We've got, I think, a Saturn return. I'm not an astrology expert, but I've been kind of keeping tabs on all of this too. So what I would love to just give a couple of minutes of see if I can give any little bit of handy tips on how to kind of navigate the energies with that too. First, want to also pop in and say hi to, I said hi to Tina. Yes, I did. And Miss Jennifer McCormick is joining us. So thank you, Jennifer. We girls love a compliment. So thank you, beautiful. I appreciate it. I appreciate it too. So with these planets, how are you all hanging in there too? The energies have been pretty strong. A lot of emotions are flying, a lot of changes, a lot of feeling not as grounded as normal, and it's been kind of fiery because there's a lot of things in Aries, which is a fire planet. So that's going to bring in a lot of transformation for everybody too. So what I would love to just suggest as we're moving through these energies is just kind of stay grounded, try to stay calm, don't make any big decisions. Let things pass, and then you should be like feeling better. So this is not a time to be really reactive to things. Just kind of lay low, let it pass over, do a lot of self-care and grounding. This is a great time for doing like internal work with yourself too, to help continue to be integrating and processing. And this is always a really healthy way to navigate our lives anyways, because we tend to be so outwardly focused. So when we're able to like bring all of that back in, that's actually a very, very healthy way to move forward with the energies. Jennifer was saying Neptune enters Aries on Sunday for the first time in 165 years. And I do believe when it happened last time, we were in a major event, if that's correct, right, Jennifer? And so a lot of big changes happening too. This is really good. We all want big change, but it's moving through the fire where it gets to be a little bit challenging. So hi, Jeffrey, good to see you. And branding has been a challenge this week. Yeah. So you're not alone, Lynn. I've been hearing that a lot. And we're also, because a lot of us are spiritual intuitive, we're also kind of picking up on the collective energies as well. And that's okay. That's par for the course. But it's just like, it's more practice, more of a challenge, more of a practice to continue actually putting those tools into action. So we can talk about the tools, but we actually got to do the tools. So that's actually really, really helpful if we can do that, and find some time just to breathe, be out in nature, and connect in that way too. But again, what I am feeling from spirit, it's just not a time to let yourself get pulled into things. It's a time to just kind of pull it back, wait. It's kind of like if you were swimming in an ocean, as they're showing it to me right now. If you're swimming in an ocean and there's this big wave coming and you know it's just too big for you to either move over or actually, swim with, then you dive under it and let it pass over you. and then you'd come back up. So that's, and they just popped on my wall. So I think that's good advice coming from spirit. So I hope that's helpful for you all too. So yeah, a lot of big changes. Want to say hi to Miss Courtney Lopez. Hello, how are you doing, love? And Miss Fran Pierce. Hello, beautiful. Good to see you. Hey, Jack Handel. Good to see you too. And Mr. Jeffrey is here. Maria Gonsalves is here. Great to see you too. Hi, Nick. Hello, hello. I'm going to make sure I didn't miss anything. Erica, hi, love. How are you? So really, really good to see you all. You're taking kids to the park. That's perfect. That is like the perfect thing to do. So loving that, everybody too. And so with that, take that with you, just a little piece, a little nugget for you too. Before we bring Melinda on, a couple quick announcements, everybody. This afternoon, we've got Spiritually Imperfect with Jennifer Lee and Michael Christopher. That's at 4:30 p.m. Pacific, which is 11:30 in the UK. We're still on that 7-hour time difference between Pacific Coast and UK, where it's one less. And then EVP or Explorations was last night. So it's just the one show today. And after this weekend, the UK time changes. So we'll be back to our normal 8-hour stretch in the Pacific and 5-hour stretch in the Eastern time. So we'll kind of like, as I like to say, we'll be right with the world again when it comes to figuring out navigating these time changes. With that also, would you please, everybody, remember at some point to hit the reaction button, give our video a little heart so it'll do better in the algorithms and be shared with more people. I know we all want to have a great time with Melinda and all that she has to share with us as well. Tag any friends that you think might want to join us right now. Subscribe to the Sacred Spiral Network over on YouTube. And we appreciate that all so much. So thank you. Give us all a follow. Please follow Melinda, myself, and Kelly Brickle over on the Sacred Spiral Network. We so appreciate it. Thank you. It's just a little thing that helps us to keep growing and serving more people. I want to say hi to Susan Kramer, who's joined us. Hello, beautiful. How are you doing? Yes, your clocks go forwards. And I'm very happy about that, Susan. It throws everything off when it runs an hour distant, because we pre-plan everything and then we're like, oh no, it's not that time, it's this time. So yes, thank you, love. Thank you. All right, my dear friends, let us please welcome a dear friend of mine who I've known for many years, and I know many of you are friends with her as well and came on to support her. Let's go ahead and bring on the wonderful and lovely Miss Melinda Ollangg.
Hello, everyone. Nice to see you all.
How are you, my friend?
Oh, I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing great. And
the sun comes out, the sun goes down, it comes out, it goes down. You embrace the light and then you go, oh, okay. But it's all good. It doesn't matter. We're all alive today, right?
The sun is always going to keep shining every day as it does. So you're right. Beautifully you said. Hello, Tamara. Thanks for coming today. Good to see you. Thank you for joining me today and being my guest on the show, Melinda.
Oh, it's my honor, and I appreciate and looking forward to see what flows here today. I'm always here to have some fun. I like to have fun. You know me. I'm that little kid that never grew up. So we'll see what happens today.
Well, then mine's going to want to come out and play too, Melinda.
Great, let's play. Let's play today.
She's like, what? Did I just get an invitation?
Yes, it is an invitation.
I love that too. I know that you hug yourself every morning, and say, I love you. Is that your inner child that you're hugging when you do that, when you practice that?
I guess it must be, but I do that every morning. I do that. I have a morning routine. I get up, I go to my restroom, I say my morning long prayer. And after I shower and lotioning, I hug myself and say, I love you, and just go out for the day,
Yeah.
It really is a good lift up, and it gets me through it no matter, what's going on. Had little tears today and everything, but all is good, everything will come to light.
Tears are part of being human, aren't they?
Tears are part of being human, and it shows what a beautiful heart that we all have when we let our tears shed.
Indeed.
Yeah, just let them shed.
They're like little diamonds,
Yes, they are. Little crystals. and they
Yeah.
drop and go down to Mother Earth, and she takes good care of them for us.
Mhm.
I do believe anyway.
Well, I happen to agree with you on that one too. So yeah, I love my little girl too. So I got to start hugging her every day like you do. So
Yes, I do. It feels really, really good. Trust me. I've been doing
yeah,
it for quite some time now, probably since,
yeah,
our beautiful teacher, Barbara, is the one
yeah.
that told me to hug myself every day.
Yeah, she was very playful spirit too, very
Yes.
wise. But she also, like you and I, had kind of like reclaimed her inner child self too, and was very playful in that way too. And
Yes.
yeah, so she was a good inspiration for us too. And I think that's one of the biggest gifts we can have is reclaiming our playful innocence again too, and letting it
Mhm.
remind us that we can all play. And, when we've been in circle together many times, Melinda, spirit world is always trying to bring that part into the circle so that we're having fun. And so we're into like the playful imagination because that's actually where our mediumship does really well.
Mhm. It truly is. You let that little kid come out, and, because to me, it's all about that little kid as you were as a child. So when I do this work, I invite that little child out because that little child, it reminds me of all that I've seen that I might have been tucked away, but now it's coming out to surface. And it's beautiful to talk about those things, in my opinion, because we release and we let go, and it shows us where we were, where our downs were, and how we just bring ourselves up and just rise and step into our oneness, because we
Yeah.
all will step into our oneness and be our true self. And
Yes.
I love the word infinity and beyond anyway.
Me too. It's even part of the title. To infinity and beyond. Oh yeah, those are two of the best words ever written and invented for sure. Hello, James. Love and light to you too, my friend. Hello, seashells. And hello to Nick. Hello to KB. Thank you all for joining us. And to Pamela. Hello, hello.
Pamela.
Good to see you all. Yes, yes. Okay. Really quick, I just want to reach everybody a little bit more about you, Melinda. And our Melinda Ollangg is an amazing heart centered soul sharing her passion for spirit. Melinda started pursuing her passion for connecting with the spirit in 2015, all while continuing her successful career in property management. She has studied extensively in mediumship, healing, and spirituality. Today, she serves her community and the spirit world as a spiritual medium, psychic, Reiki and trance healer, trance speaker, and end of life doula. Melinda's heartfelt passion is helping others to understand that their loved ones simply went home. She also teaches others how to pay attention to the signs from the spirit that are given to them and reminds them about their own light and to use that light to connect with themselves, others, and the spirit. That was beautiful. It reminds
Yes.
me of the song "This Little Light of Mine." I know
My
that's one of your
favorite song.
favorite. Yeah.
My favorite song.
This
Just
little
the
light
other
of mine.
day there for a while, I've been singing this Boy's Earth Day song. And I was like, why am I singing that? And then I searched it. It's a Hungarian, uh, it's a song from a child's book in Hungary. And one summer, I asked my sister Teresa, she remembered, and she said yes. And one summer, my mother would take us to Hungarian school. So we would learn those songs. And that song kept coming in my mind. So I had to search it and find it so I could, get the words about it. It's about a leaf that is going to fall from the tree, but the leaf will be okay and everything will be okay with you. It's a beautiful little song in the meaning of the song. So I was
What's it
like,
called
oh,
again? What's it called again?
it's in Hungary, so I can't really say the name of it because I say it wrong. So, but I'll send it to you, and
Okay.
you can listen to it. It's a little child
Okay.
sitting under the tree and the leaf falls. And the meaning basically is he's sad because the leaf fell off the tree. It's just real short. So I'll send it to you, and you can search the English meaning of it all.
That's interesting, Melinda. There was a while back, and real quick, we've got some more of our friends that have joined us too. Gabby Sanchez, hello, hello. And let me see, Debbie's here. Hi, Debbie, good to see you. And Aiden Brock is here too. And Cara Romero, sorry, my eyes, I don't have my glasses on. Cara Sampson and Tiffany Brow. So really good to see you all. Thank you all for joining us here
Hello,
today as
everyone.
well.
Here's the
Yeah,
meaning of it in English. Hide,
okay.
hide, green branch, green leaf. The golden gate is open. Just hide in it. On it, on it, the barn fell down. The barn fell down. The cat stayed inside. That's the
Oh,
English meaning of it.
yeah. Oh, that's really beautiful. Thank you, Melinda.
Yeah.
It reminds me of this Instagram reel I saw where there was this little girl and she was just so tuned into nature and she was crying because the leaves had fallen. I think it was because the leaves had fallen off the trees and she was like, now I won't get to know them, now I won't get to know them. And so she was so it was one of the most amazing things. I don't know if anyone here has seen that same reel. It's a little old, but if I find it, I'll send that to you as well. Hi, Heidi, good to see you.
Hi, Heidi.
Beautiful, thank you for joining us too. um, I'd love to talk a little bit about your connection with the homeless, Melinda, if you don't mind
Oh,
sharing a little bit about that with us too.
well, as most of the people that know me, I am an avid bike rider, and the homeless, they are everywhere, out in the streets. And some, I always say hello to all, no matter what, because they don't, most people look at a homeless person and say, oh my God, did you see that homeless person? Well, to me, I don't know. I always look at them and I say hello. I give them a kind nod just because they've been through a lot and they're there for a reason. It might be because they chose to be there, or they're there for a reason, mental reason or something. And so you just have to be kind, and my heart goes to them because in my opinion they could be angels in the
Yeah,
streets, being a homeless person. And my mother always taught me that in giving that we receive. So when you do that, even the strangest people, say hello. Don't look at someone with judgment. Say hello. Say a silent prayer if you feel they're having struggles or worries, but not judge anybody. I mean, I guess I did in my life because it was a learned behavior, but I always tried to see the good out of everything. And now I don't judge anybody or anything. And if they're a little too high strung, and for instance, they have to be right and I'm right and you don't know what you're talking about, I just silently say a prayer for them, let them say what they have to say and go on, because we're not supposed to judge. And then I just pray for them because everybody, we all go through struggles in life. We go through grief. And as we go through those struggles and we go through those griefs, we all do it in a different way. But yet, somewhere along the way, we find our strength and we find our courage to go on. And hopefully, we follow exactly what it is that we believe in and truly want to do. And this is something that I want to do because those homeless people and even the small little children all around the world, I don't know them, but I have a soft spot in my heart for them as well, because they're just, they get abandoned, but they're just the cutest little thing, like a little puppy. How can you just let that happen? But then I think about, okay, well, they're here to make people realize that this is someone special too, you know and they're put down here just to do their little role, and that's just the way it is. And you pray for them, you're sad for them, but we got to just pray for everybody, and we got to hold space for everybody, no matter how obnoxious it is. Even with the things going on around in the world today, we can't let it bother us. We either turn it off and say, okay, may it all be all right soon, and go on with ourselves, because we're supposed to be here to find ourselves, and each one of us is supposed to add our unique thing to the world. And if it's doing something, this music, singing, whatever it is, dancing, get out there and do it live and let people see you.
Oh, I love that. Thank you, Melinda. Thank you. It was beautiful. Yeah. I want to say hi to Kim Princess and Allison Moody and Marion, who joined us as well. I hope I haven't missed anybody. Please know it's not personal. I don't see all the comments sometimes. We're on multiple pages, and so they don't always make it in there. So I just want everyone to know I love you too.
Yeah, I
Um,
see. I
and
see here and here.
yeah. Oh, perfect. Yeah. And thank you for everything and how you so beautifully said that too, and just reminding us that there's a light in everybody. We don't know what somebody's gone through. We're moving into April, which is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and a lot of homeless are, women and children or people who've had to leave unsafe situations. And sometimes we don't think about that. We think, oh, it must be somebody who's just, on drugs or something like that. It's so easy to make just an assumption, that they've done something wrong. And you're reminding us to not be judgmental, to remember we don't know what somebody's gone through, and to also, I think, count our blessings and be grateful for what we have as well too. And you have a story too, because you were saying you don't know if like a homeless person could be an angel in disguise, and I do believe you had an encounter like that at one point.
Oh, several.
Would you mind sharing? Hi, Vivian.
Several, several of them, several homeless that I would see. I love Jesus. Everybody sees the ascended masters in a different way, and he was my very first one that made me pay attention. If anybody knows the little girl Annika who drew the picture of Jesus, he was
Yes.
a homeless man at our office one day, sleeping tucked under this place. And I thought, oh dear, everybody's going to come to work and they're going to say, you need to go tell that man to move, So before they got there, I went in and I got a bottle of water and I put a rubber band with $5 around it. And I said, excuse me, I didn't know if it was a man or a woman. I said, but the office is going to open soon. Could you please kindly, when you can, to move on? And the person turned around and he looked just like the Jesus the little girl drew. And I was like, oh. So I went in the office. Cheryl came, well, there's a homeless man. And I said, well, I'm not telling him to go anywhere. She goes, why? I said, because that's Jesus. She says, you don't know. I said, neither do you. And I'm not telling him. So she went to the store across. I'll try to hurry across and said, oh, the people wanted you to know the homeless person is there in the store. I ran over there in the store. It's a small store. I did not see him. And I was going out. She goes, no, he's right back there by the meat counter. I went again. I did not see him. Everybody could see him but me. And then I thought, oh, well, I stuck to my story. And I was sitting there eating lunch. And I looked out my window and he was sitting on the sidewalk with a brown paper bag and a soda. And I can say I ate lunch with Jesus that day. Because he ate and then he got up, he put all his stuff in his bag, and he finished the same time as me. He got up and he threw it in the trash and he started to walk away. So, of course, I ran out my door to go see him. And by the time I got out the door, he was walking up the alley away from me. And he just kind of turned around and looked at me. And then he was gone. He was gone. So, and I've seen homeless men with long hair, short hair, and go by them for a couple weeks at a time and think, oh, this is Jesus again in a different way. And then whenever I would stop to give them something, the next time they would be gone, and they could be there for 2-3 weeks and they would be gone. So is it that when you recognize him or an angel, that's a reality for you to say, if you don't ever see him again, that, yeah, it was, in my opinion. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
But
Oh, yeah. That was very special. I love that story, Melinda. And Jennifer is saying that her grandma always said to treat everyone as if they're Jesus in disguise. And yes, I agree with you. And Courtney says, we all just want love. We think Thank you, Kelly. We think our days are hard, but imagine at one time they had it all too. Yeah, because you don't
Yeah.
know, they could have just lost their job and they weren't able to get reemployed. And next thing you know, they went from a very nice, comfortable lifestyle to being homeless by no fault of their own, too. So we never know what someone's story is, too.
You know,
And so
like
that's
the
why, yeah.
man Joe that used to sit in a parking lot, a homeless man. He would sit there, he smoked his cigarettes. He would be like, "You got a dollar, got a dollar." You know, he first I saw him in front of the B of A, and then he ended up in our parking lot. And we allowed him to sit there because he cleaned up after himself. He would take the trash cans out and everything. And he would drink his beers. And I found out that he was a postal worker. And after working there at the post office, he chose to be homeless. And then, you know, things started building up around here and they came and they just moved them all along. You know, they moved them all along, which was sad. And I almost got arrested one day because I told the cops, just leave him alone. He's not bothering. You better go back in that office, ma'am. You better get back in that office now. But you know, it's very sad. And yes, he wasn't all there. He was angry. If he drank too much, he was angry. And what I found out is that he was crossing the coast highway one day and a car hit him. So that gave him it destroyed him. So every time he got a little too drunk, that's who he would scream and talk to. You son of a bitch, you know. And that's the last thing that he remembered that happened to him. But he was very kind. You know, I'd pull up, he'd go, "Good morning, ma'am. How are you today?" You know. So you just never know. You never know. And a lot of
Yeah.
people choose, you know, in the family generations. They come from generations of abused family. And a lot of us step out of it that have been that way, and some of us are still there, or they choose to just go be in the street to get away from it, just to get away
Yeah.
from it.
Yeah. You're right, Melinda. Thank you. Thank you. Aiden was saying it's part of the Gospels when you serve the divine, in treating everybody as if they could be Jesus too. I would love to come to what Lynn Juno said. How many homeless people are mentally ill, and our society has no adequate means of helping them yet. She added the yet. So, yeah.
Well,
So,
also is like with this guy Joe. Yes, they came, they helped him. People would dress him, shower him, and take him in. But they go in those facilities, and it's nobody listens to them. They don't understand them. People like us, we can understand them and fill into them, but they don't. They just think of a person as mental ill and don't give them the time to listen to them. So they choose to escape and go out again. It's simple as that, you know. So I say if they're not really causing havoc and thieving or do anything, why not find them an area in each little town to where they could be in and give them some rules to keep it cleaned up and trash and all that. I mean, there's a group that comes down here into the beach, and every day, I don't know where all these homeless people come from, but every day they gather and they feed them and they give them a meal. They don't leave trash or anything around, and then they just disappear. Every day they
yeah.
do that, except for on Saturdays and Sunday. And there's probably 30 to 45 or more there that they feed. So it's just a beautiful thing, you know. Some people
Yeah.
have compassion. I mean, you know, don't forget Jesus was homeless too, and look how he was treated there for a while. If you want to go into the Bible stories, you know. But
Yeah.
when you believe and you come from your heart, follow your heart, is what I should say. Follow your heart and what it's telling you. Don't
Yeah.
follow the learned behavior that you were taught. Just follow your heart.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Melinda. You've a lot of comments, so we've definitely touched an important area as well. Susan has a comment too, and thank you everybody for contributing, and hello to everybody who's joined us, Susan and Monica, Michael, Christopher, Joni, Sarah. Thank you. And Susan is saying it's hard to change generational ways. It takes constant strength to change the generational patterns. I do
Yes,
believe a lot
true.
of us are trying to do that because we're in this community and we're doing this work and we're really trying um, to grow ourselves to a point that we're kind of breaking some of the patterns of the past so that we can create a new and better reality.
Yeah, and there's going to come a day that where we all, like I did, I stepped into my beliefs and I let all that go. I use all of that as a review of where I come from, and sometimes use it as I do things like this or in my readings. You use it as a tool, but when you grow and you find yourself, even if people don't believe what you want to do, who cares? Do it anyway. They're just too scared because they're stuck in the way of what they believe. That's what I have
Yeah,
to say.
yeah, yeah. Nick Overton is saying, Melinda, you're such a beautiful soul.
Thank you,
That's
Nick. Thank
sweet.
you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
so sweet. Heidi has a comment too. Yes, a lot of homeless people because they won't abandon their pets too.
True.
That's a
Very
whole nother
true.
issue because there's a lot of shelters that don't take pets.
Yes.
It's very difficult. I got chills with that. It's very difficult to find a shelter that will take your pet too, and you don't want to leave them because they're like your babies too. So that's a whole
Mhm.
nother thing too. And I do see homeless people out there like with their dogs and things too, and it's like they need care too. So it's a lot of work to be done, but at least there's efforts being made. Right,
I
we're getting
saw
there.
one on the beach the other day. He had a dog and he was digging through the trash and he found the small something to eat. He didn't eat it. He gave it to his pet,
Of
you
course he
know?
did. Yeah,
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 it's their children. It's their security blanket. So,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
sure, I'm not going to say that there's not any out there to cause havoc and trouble, but when they're harassed and da 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 so much, they're going to retaliate, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah,
No mud, no lotus, fuel for
yeah.
awakening. I like that,
That's a
Ada.
good one, Aiden. I know. Very poignant, very poignant, very poignant too. Um, I would also like to talk about your work with, if we could just switch gears a little bit, because that was a very beautiful, sacred spot to pay attention to. And I feel feeling great, very grateful that we've touched on this. And hello, Miguel. Thank you for joining us too.
Hi, Miguel.
Um, yeah, I know Miguel's here too. Let me see. Oh, before I move on, I want to touch on Vivian's comment that she just made about we love you too, Miguel. Her daughter is a veterinarian who provides food and medical care to the pets of the homeless.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
I love that. Kudos to your
We're
daughter.
all in this together,
Where does
and it's like
she live?
I know Vivian's from Hawaii. Yeah,
Oh,
she's in
oh,
Hawaii.
ooh, what a
Yeah,
beautiful place.
yeah. Yeah, she's a beautiful lady too, and she comes on the show quite often here too. And so I know our prayers are that everybody will have food and shelter. Everybody should have that too. That just seems like a basic human right to me. So we're not there yet, but we can get there if we stick this together. You know. Um,
Is it a fact that everybody that doesn't, there's a lesson in the people who don't pay attention and
yeah,
just ignoring? In
yeah,
my opinion, we all should be, we have more than, we might not have much, but there's other people that had a lot less than we do. And if you just send a silent prayer for all of those people and the things that you see on the news, it truly does reach to them and it gets to them.
yeah. Yeah, yeah. I think we've discovered, like, just in this short amount of time we've been talking, how it spider webs out into other issues too, because we've got mental illness, and then we've got care for our animals, and we've got domestic violence, and then we've got children, and then we've got poverty, um, economics, and employment. All of these things spider web out and contribute to each other. And so, one way or another, we need to figure out how we can. Do our little part to help one piece of the puzzle, and eventually it all starts to the dots start to connect, and we start to see some
Mhm.
real change, just if we're
Have
all willing
faith
to do
and
a little
believe,
part. Yeah, if we're all
because
willing
the
to do a
world
little part.
is way better than what it used to be, especially
Yeah,
since the pandemic. Things are opening up and there's more people out there giving and caring. So it's always just to keep the belief and the faith that everything will be okay.
Yeah. Belief and faith that everything will be okay. Hello, Stephen, who's joined us as well. If we'll shift gears just a little bit, and I'd like to talk about your work as an end-of-life doula that you've been also pursuing in addition to your mediumship and your healing.
To me, the end of life doula, when thanks to Jennifer Rose, she doesn't remember, but she turned me on to this free course this lady was having. It's about when you're sitting there and with the person and helping them to go in through transition, which I saw that with my mother and my friend Joe and other people. And it's a beautiful thing. I'm going to use Joe as a story because he's like, hey kid, I don't know what's going to happen when I go. And I'm like, hey Joe, didn't you go to church? Don't you know about church? Don't you know about the afterlife? You just go home. Don't you know about infinity? Did you forget? Yeah kid, but really? I said, Joe, it's exactly going to be just like that. You're just going to leave here and your spirit's going to go on. So you just have to release and let go. But my main focus on that, like I'm going today with my best friend to put his dog down. This is his child. He's been around 18 years. I've known him just as long. And it's going to be very hard. It's about being there for the person. And my most important thing about being the end of life doula is communicating with the people who are left behind. Because as we all who do this work know that when they transition, they're free. They can do wherever they want to do. They can go wherever they want to do. But so many people here that are left behind and suffering from their loved ones, those are the ones who I like to talk to and help and give them understanding, because they could really lose their life and go into a deep depression. So those are the ones that I truly love to help the most. But I'm always there for anyone. But that, and me, that's my perspective on the end of life doula is don't forget about the people who are left behind, because they're going to transition just fine. You might have to help them. My mother was the same way. I would tell her, I think it was Miguel one day in a circle said that, I'm not saying your mother's going to go, but when she's going to go, this is how it's going to be, with Jesus greeting her. And I would tell my mom that, and she goes, oh, well, that's just BS. But as soon as she made that transition, I believe she came through you, Rose, and said, that's exactly how it happened. So even churchgoers and all that, they really don't know. And it's a wonderful thing to help them understand exactly how it's going to be, who is going to be there greeting them and waiting for them. But we truly need to always not forget about the ones left behind, because some of them really go into a deep depression, get lost, and just lose reality because they feel there's no one there for them. They lost their love. They lost everything. So my hope is that people remember to stay and continue to reach out for those people as well.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Melinda. We definitely need support for people grieving the loss of their loved ones or the transition of their loved ones, however we want to word that, too. And it's such a gift to have people like you to help through that process, too. So that as mediums, we both know what a sacred time a passing is, or a transition is. It's a very sacred time for the person who is moving on to spirit world, and to their loved ones who are with them and then have to adjust to that space, not being filled with a physical human, but hopefully they'll be able to feel the spiritual energy of their person too. But getting there, we need to support each other through that process. Like you
Yes.
said, the depression can be really hard.
And
Very
reach
true.
out. It's like with me, April next month, and the 22nd, my mother left. On the 24th, one of my ex-partners left. On the 25th, my best friend Tina left, and then the friend Joe that we used to manage his properties on the 26th. And I'm like, oh, look, you put them all right here in 1 month for me. It's you know, so each day I go down and throw a flower in the water for them, and you know, it's tough, and it brings back the memories. But in my opinion, when you bring back those memories, it fills your heart with more love, and you're able to spread that love out.
Yeah, I think that's one of the best ways of remembering our loved ones is going back into those happy memories. It's the nostalgia of it, and that's what spirit world brings with them. That, you know, that's what our loved ones bring with them, is their memories, not their stuff, not even their physical self. They bring back the love and the memories, especially those special ones, which could be just smiling into the eyes of your child, or, you know,
Yes.
enjoying a beautiful
Or they can
tree,
come
or
back through the eyes of
prayer.
your child. Or
Yeah.
like this little dog I have over here. Sometimes I see my Aunt Helen and I see my mother's look in there, and I'm like, you know, so they come back to the children, you know, everything. And even if they had dementia and they lost and all that, once they go, they're back to normal, and they can be any
Yeah.
age they want to be, or
Yeah,
whatever.
I know. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Hello to Evelyn just joined us, and Kit Minsky. Hello, hello. Thank you guys for being here. Great to see you all. And you had a lot of, I second that, I third that, when you were talking about hope, faith, and trust. And there's a lot more contribution to taking care of our pets as well too. And Vivian also reminded us that the elderly is connected to, when we were talking about the spider web of like the homeless situation. I
Yes.
just wanted to make sure I acknowledge Vivian, because she wanted to make sure we remember the elderly is also part of that puzzle too. So taking care of everybody is important too. But thank you for your work, and I'm so happy I was able to help you by finding that class for you. And
Yes.
you were the one who encouraged me to start teaching mediumship as well. So I want to thank you for that.
Oh,
Give me
yes, that's when it all
that
blew up, the
little
pandemic.
push,
It's like,
you
"Come
gave
on,
me.
Jennifer, you have the time, you can do it. I have to work, and we have to work. You can do it, Jennifer. Now
I
look at
know. I know. So I'm very grateful that you gave me that little nudge, or that little push, you know, and so that means a lot to me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So shall we do a few messages for all of our friends here? How do you feel?
Sure, why not? Why not?
Okay. How's that sound, beautiful friends? Can we do some messages for you? Doesn't that sound wonderful? What I would need from you who's joined us, if you'd like to receive a message from Melinda or myself, is please write open in the comments so we can see your name and that you're open. And the second thing we need is you to keep up with us in the comments with your your written validation, your yeses, that you're understanding this. Keep up with us. It helps to keep the power flowing. We want to make sure we're on the right track with you. We've got the right person, and so forth as well. But we're excited to be able to see if we can uplift a few spirits here today. And and please know, if you don't receive a message, because I know we can't get to everybody today, but you can feel the love of what somebody else is receiving. And there's probably something that you're meant to hear as well, because Spirit World is very smart. And so they they know what they're doing to make sure we all hear something that will be helpful for us today, even if it's through somebody else's message. So, okay, Melinda, you've got a lot of people to choose from. I'll let you get started.
Ooh, there's a lot of people I do not know.
Yes.
I'm drawn to Pamela. Is she still here? I'm drawn to Pamela. Yeah,
Yes.
oh yes,
Yes. She
please.
said she was
Pamela.
open. Yes.
Hi,
Yeah.
Pamela. How are you? I'm not sure where you're from or anything about you. But what I get for you, if I'm getting the energy of two ladies. Now, these two ladies, they could be a grandmother, a great grandmother, a mother, or even greater grandmothers. But it's a lineage of ladies that was around you, and you were around as a child. And I feel that as a child, you had a rough road that you went through with family, and all the circumstances of the immediate family in the house. So it was a rocky road was a rocky road. And I want to feel like, can you answer this? Do you have a grandmother in spirit? Because I'm feeling grandmother. So if you could answer that for me, because this would have been a grandmother that you hung around as a tiny little child, and you always enjoyed being around her, and you followed her like a little dog, pitter pattering around. Anywhere she went, you would find her,
She's saying yes.
okay,
Mm-hmm.
even if you
Yes.
tried to hide from her, you would find her. Now, this beautiful little grandmother is stepping in, and what she's stepping in for is that she's saying that she's around you, and you know when she's around you, but sometimes you're like, is that really you? So no, yes, it is her. And she's just coming in to tell you that what a beautiful little child you was, and how your heart was just pure and open. But then as you grow in life and what you went through, you kind of lost that. But right now you have it back. You're smiling, you're happy, you're using your life as a tool to be your happy self. And she's just stepping in and wanting to let you know how proud of you she is. And there's a little dolly. It's not like a Raggedy Ann doll, but it's like was made like a Raggedy Ann little doll. And that you carried this little doll baby around forever. And she makes me feel that you might still have it. I don't know if you do, but she's just coming in with so much love for you and so proud of the woman that you've become. And she's showing me children. So if you have children, she wants you to know that she is around those little children, playing with them as well. So sometimes if you get mad at them for being a little too loud, please don't yell too hard, because it's just me having fun. So I'm going to leave you with her love and light, and she wants you to continue on with what you're doing. Thank you for letting me work with you.
Oh, that's beautiful, Melinda. So uplifting. Beautiful, beautiful. If I may come to Heidi, Miss Heidi, I'm feeling drawn to you, and hello to the quiet healer. Hello, hello, hello.
Yeah.
144, 76, and 76, Heidi. You've got the synchronicities. And my darling, another synchronicity is that I'm drawn to you too. I pulled out my mermaid cards, and I got
Okay.
destiny for you. So it is your destiny, my love, to receive a message here today, my love. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? And what's interesting is we're moving through 2025. They're showing me kind of like an escalator as you're riding up this escalator into your destiny. And there's been what I want to 3 or 4 kind of different areas that you've been working on trying to achieve. And they're showing me you're gradually like making a little progress here, and then a little progress here, and a little progress here, and a little progress here. And they're all going to start to kind of like converge. I hope that's making sense for you, Heidi, of these different pieces of your life, is that they're all going to start to kind of converge for you, and then like continue ascending together up this little escalator. So I hope that's making sense. Next, I've got this, what I want to say is like a grandfather spirit. I'm not sure if this is your grandfather or a guide, because he comes in very kind of wizardly like, in this sort of like grandfather spirit. And I want to talk to you in this kind of bold, loud voice. And he reminds me of a big tree, and he's very wise, and because he's very much influencing me right now, Heidi, if that makes sense for you too. And coming through, and very much, I see spectacles on him too, and very much wanting to kind of hold you very sturdy and strong, and say, you're remembering who you are. You're remembering who you are. So I really love this. I really love this spirit that's coming in for you too. Okay. Oh, that's your papa. Okay. So you would understand he comes in that kind of big, bold energy for you. Okay. Beautiful. You're remembering who you are. You're remembering who you are. And he's kind of holding these beautiful like lights in his hands, similar to an air traffic person on at the airport there, how they're guiding the planes down. He's kind of doing that with his own version of his lights. and kind of like reminding you just to stay on the path that you're on and just to like keep moving forward. He's also showing me you're very connected with the animals too. I already know you live in Colorado, so you're close to nature and it's very beautiful there, but your connection with the animals is above and beyond. He's telling me that you're able to telepathically communicate with them, and they can also communicate with you and bring spirit messages to you as well. Do you understand that? Okay. Big guy too, and you were his shadow. Okay. You felt that in him. Okay. Beautiful, Heidi. Thank you. Do you also understand this animal communication? Because what he's showing me, what your papa is showing me, is that the spirits can talk through the animals to you. So it's a little bit unusual about how that's working, but you can hear them is what they're showing to me.
Yes, she said yes.
Okay,
animals.
you can understand. Okay, perfect. Thank you. And then the next thing that he's showing me too is he's giving me the symbol of an egg for you. And I know we're coming into April, we're coming into Easter, so it's very much of the transformation and rebirth energy that we're moving into, especially with all this like fiery planets, everything that's in the fire planet right now too. And it's like the egg is emerging too. Now this is really interesting too, because I know an egg symbolizes like rebirth, regeneration, renewal, all of this, but you've actually got a little dragon coming out, a little baby dragon coming out of your I'm having a lot of fun with your message.
Good.
And this little baby dragon is connected to you, but this is your power. You understand that so it's like the spirit of this little baby dragon is being given birth, but also for you, but also connected to you and mirrored of you, of the strength that you have in your purpose and in your truth and in speaking about who you are. And this is the first time in a while that you've feeling free, as they're showing it to me, Heidi. It's the first time in a while that you're feeling just truly free and like really coming into your own. So I have to give you an applause for
Yes,
all of
me
the good
too.
work that you're doing. They're encouraging writing too, writing things down, journaling, automatic writing, spiritual writing, poetry, things like that, because your channel is nice and beautifully open right now to a very pure-hearted soul that you are. So thank you for being here with all of us and allowing me to give you a message here today. That was a lot of fun, and I'm going to give you a virtual hug, Heidi. Thank you. Thank you.
That was
Thank
beautiful,
you.
Rose. Beautiful.
Thank you. That was fun.
Yeah, that was
All
fun.
right.
See, messages are fun. I
They
love
sure-
giving fun messages.
Yes.
It's just
Me too.
a beautiful thing. Let's see who was open now. Let me see.
We could do a quick check-in if you all wouldn't mind refreshing our comments here, if you're still here, because I know people go in and out, that you're open, that you'd like to receive a message, and keep up with us in the comments. So those are the two things that we need from you. Okay, thank you, Heidi. Thank you. So if you could put in there, okay, so the Quiet Healer is open. Kim Princess
That's the one I
open.
saw. Can I go with her?
Tara, the Quiet Healer? Yes.
I want, because I saw her name, and so I grabbed a card out of my mystical wisdom deck. Just one card for you, and this card is the dolphin card. Don't worry, be happy. So I'll show you this card. You see how the little girl's up there, and all the beautifuls around her, and the storm is in the water. When I look at this card and all the other people in the water, you're standing up on top of the cliff, and there's so many people that are down that you're actually lifting them up out of the water, and you're helping them, and you're gravitating to them. You're just standing there like this, and they're coming to you, and you're a beautiful healer. You have an amazing personality to listen, to sit and just listen, understand. And you don't really talk to them about the situation. You let them bring it out. And you, as they are, you're constantly just sending them healing. There is a lot of people that you have helped. When you see this card, you see all the bubbles, and the people are down here into the water. And as you're helping them, they're coming up and they're stepping into their oneness, and they're moving on. So you are a beautiful healer, and you do amazing work. So I hope this resonates with you, because there's more coming your way. It's going to be a big open window, and you have a lot coming your way. So I want to leave you with that. And I hope that resonates with you.
That was beautiful. She says, yes, true. She says, yes, true.
Good.
Hi, Stacia. Good to see you, love.
Hey,
Stacia's joined us
Stacia.
here. So yeah, Iris is here too. And Brenda, if I missed anybody, I hope not. Please know I love you. Please know I love you. Um, so I'm going to give a little bit of a group message because Spirit, I was going to move over to my unicorn cards, and Spirit's like, no, that box too, which is my love box, my love card box too. And so they're just letting me, there's a few different handful of people here that are a little worried about their relationships right now, which doesn't surprise me because we've got this Venus in retrograde right now. So it's kind of stirring up the pot. What they're channeling through me now is to be careful with illusions that are presented in your mental and emotional space right now. So be careful with illusions, not to necessarily believe all of the stories that might be playing out in your awareness too, as you're trying to understand things. So this is a time just to move into the quiet and promote a lot of self-care for yourself. The card I pulled for you, which interestingly, is this a unicorn? I think it's a Pegasus. I was going to pull my unicorn cards, but so I pulled this close to a unicorn. It's the Pegasus, and it's called emotional freedom. Okay. And it's a number 13 card too, which is another master number for you too. And so as I read into that, for those who are having these concerns right now, is that again, when we can be careful with the illusions, and we can learn to integrate into our being, our different facets of self. And this comes through contemplation, through self-honesty, through self-inquiry, working with a therapist, working with somebody that you trust in that way of doing that shadow work and that integrate work. You get that emotional freedom because it will free up energy and integrate parts of self so that you will know who you are in a bigger and more beautiful way, if I may say too. So emotional freedom also comes when you can continue. I'm trying to work with Spirit World on this. Continue to not get so sucked into situations and be able to hold your awareness back. So you're kind of like the observer of the experience that's happening in front of you too, but holding space for yourself in it and holding space for your own heart within this too. And it kind of circles back to what Melinda and I were talking about when we were talking about the homeless, is just remembering there's a light in everybody. So for those who may be concerned about that, I feel like Spirit will just wanting to say it's going to be okay. Give it some time, let things pass. There's kind of a stirring up of energies right now. So it's not the right time to be believing all of the stories. That's what they're saying. They're just saying, be careful of illusions. That's what I'm hearing, is be careful of illusions. So that's a little friendly advice from Spirit. So I'll leave you all with that for whoever that was helpful for too. And I'll hand it back over to you, Miss Melinda.
Okay, I'm going to do one collective too for the rest of you who I know most of you took of what Jennifer said, but real quick for dear Fran, I have a short little tiny one for you from the fairies. They're like, now, Miss Fran, let me tell you something. It's a lot that you go through, and it's a lot that you're going through, but the light is at the end of the tunnel, and the new mends of everything that you're going through and what was given to you, it's going to help. So you just have to be patient. So, friend, that's from your fairy friends, okay? So I pulled a deck from Cosmic Dreamer Oracle cards. And if you see here, as in here, you see the light in the cosmics. Now, as Jennifer talked about the webs, and we open our webs. So what I want to have to say to you is, you see this light? This also has to do with the happenings in the world, here in America and all over, that we all might have thought that it all got dark and dim and nothing's going. But with each day and each movement and each positivity and each good thought that we have, that everything is going to be okay, and keeping that belief and keeping that faith, it's going to come out brighter again. And as we all know, it can't be a happy world all the time, like over in the fairyland. It's not happy over there all the time either, really, but it can't always be happy. There has to be chaos as well, because the chaos brings us all closer together. It shows us what we understand that things can get better. So just know that cosmic web is getting brighter and brighter. With this eclipse, I don't know much about astrology, but I do know at times I feel the moon and it's very strong. But starting tomorrow, it's going to get brighter out there. Things are going to be better. And if you're one that watches the news and pays attention to all of that and reads all the news, shut it off. They say, shut it off. You don't need it. So just know that's it. It's brightening up. It's going to brighten up. It's going to be great for a while. But, then something else might come. But the world's changing. And there's more and more people being there for each other. And that's what's important from God, is that you all help each other and work together. No one is more powerful than anybody. Remember who has the power. That's all I got to say.
Beautiful. Thank you. I'm just we've got a there we go. I've got those off of the way. Please, if you're getting a solicitation from somebody, y'all, please ignore it. So I'm trying to, there we go. All right. Yeah. Yeah, that's okay. Okay, I think I've got them all. Okay, sorry, I had to step in and stop
I
the
think I
forest
saw a
fire on
couple
that
of
one.
them in there.
Yeah, I think we've got them now too. So they came in awful quick. So okay, so Miss Rose is on the ball with that one too.
I
So
saw
yeah,
them come in. I was like, what are you doing?
yeah, it's okay. We've got them. Thank you. Melinda, somebody was asking about saying a prayer for the USA, as we do have a lot of change going on too. Maybe we could extend that out and do a group prayer for the world. Would you be able to lead us in something like that? Would you be able to do that?
Oh, yeah. With my prayer that I say every day, I can give you part of that. But there's also a lot of people that I add into that prayer and say as well. So if you all would just kindly bow your heads and close your eyes, I open the prayer like this. I say, thank you for this beautiful day and all that it has to offer. May we all go through the world without judgment or worry or wonder, and know that all will be okay. Know that all the different realms, the realms from way up high in there that we don't even know about, they're all working together and they're there for us. And then I say, thank you, God, Jesus, Mother Mary, Pachamama, Mother Earth. Thank you to the great shaman spirits of the mountains that sit today. Thank you to the great Indian spirits that walk this earth. Thank you to all who are here stepping in and helping us. And to always know that no matter what you go through, if you lost something, to know that everything will be okay and let it go. If you lost someone special in your life and it's a bad heartache for you, know that we all go through grief differently and we all walk our path as we take that grief. But know we each gain strength and courage through that grief. Thank you and blessed be you all. Amen.
Amen. Thank
That
you,
was a little
Melinda.
hard to do without everybody else that I had in there.
That was beautiful. Thank you, Melinda. So beautiful. I think that's just what we all needed today too. And is there any other last minute words you would like to leave with us here today?
Well, if you're struggling with something and you're not talking about it and it's not being resolved, reach out to someone. It doesn't have to cost you money to reach out. Anybody will sit there and help you and listen to you and maybe give you a few words of, did you look at this way or did you look at that way? Ask you questions like our teacher used to do, Jennifer and I. But no, people are there and they will spend a little time to reach out. Even if you sent an email or anything, I would be happy to reach out. And I know Rose would do the same thing. Know you're not alone. People are there for you. Reach out. Don't hold it inside, because you need to release that, because there's a beautiful, wonderful you inside there that just needs to go out and do what you need to go out and do. That's all.
Absolutely. We got to all take care of each other. That's beautiful, Melinda. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I want to thank you for being my guest here today, for your beautiful messages. And we talked about some very important topics today with, the homeless, and how to help people who are in grief, and got to uplift some spirits today. So I
Yes,
say, as we've had a good hour together, and I do hope you'll come back and join me again in the future,
definitely.
Melinda, too. That was a lot of fun, very, very special. And I want to thank everybody else for joining us here today and joining us on Embracing Infinity. I want to thank our producer, Kelly Brickle, from the Sacred Spiral Network, for taking good care of us here today. Couldn't do it without her as well, too. Please remember, Spiritually Imperfect is on at 4:30 p.m. this afternoon in California and 11:30 in the UK. I'm wishing you lots of love, everybody, a beautiful weekend. Please remember, just we got a big eclipse coming tomorrow, so just enjoy the cosmic show and
Walk on through it.
stay calm, and just stay calm, and enjoy the cosmic show, and think of it as a gift in that sense of the word too. And if I may give our final affirmation, that all of this love and healing be spread across the world, so that each and every form of consciousness, each and every being feels loved from the Great Spirit, and is part of humanity, and has food and shelter, especially our beautiful children. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a beautiful weekend. So much love to everybody. Lots
Yes.
of
Thank
hugs.
you
Take
all.
care.
Thank you
Thank
all
you,
for being
Melinda.
here.
Bye,
It was
everyone.
fun. Bye.